Awesome to have you all here. My name is David. I'm with LiveConnections. LiveConnections loves to put together music and words in lots of interesting combinations. You are in for a great time this morning with one of our bridge sessions that connects language and rhythm and music. We call it Note, Beat, Word. You are in the hands of three phenomenal artists, and they're going to want to get you involved, so we hope you'll yeah, that's all right. I like the applause. I like that. And you haven't even heard them yet. So I hope you're ready to join in. We're thrilled to have Mastery Pickett here. We're thrilled to have SLA here. And we are thrilled to have three great artists with us. On percussion, Josh Robinson. On keys, Mr. Luke Carlos O'Reilly. And on the words, poet Jacob Winterstein. Please welcome them for Note, Beat, Word.
You ready? Yeah. I am the governor of my state of mind. I am the conductor on this train of thought. I am the current in the stream of consciousness. My confidence is obvious. Check the countenance to use it as my common sense. I've just got the constant sense that my criticisms got you thinking I'm a pessimist. I'm not 100% optimist, just sick of hip-hop heretics that bring the apocalypse. They wanna go to Mars on their rocket whips. If you're sick of it, I got a tool for it. That's why I rehearse like a gladiator sharpening a knife before the Coliseum to fight. Cause if you're not using your words right, it's like carrying a machete just to use it as a butter knife. I slash, smack these whack rap tracks. J. Edgar Hoover couldn't damn these flows. I walk what I talk, so I write with a pen between my toes. I said I walk what I talk, so I write with a pen between my toes. I said I walk what I talk, so I write with a pen between my toes. Nice. Luke O'Reilly, Josh Robinson, I'm Jacob Winterstein. So this is Note, Beat, Word, and we're three friends that are really different from each other. And so a lot of times when people are really different from each other, that can be a point of conflict. Luke thinks and plays and creates in a totally different way than I do. He's working with melodies and other things that musicians know about that I don't know about. And Josh, he thinks and creates in a totally different way than I do with rhythms and sound effects and other technical percussion terms that I don't know. And me, I'm always thinking in terms of words and stories and rhymes and metaphors and similes, right? And so what we're doing here on stage is we are having a conversation with each other. We are having a collaboration with each other. And so there's a give and take that's happening. There's a process of listening and each of us contributing. And so instead of me and Luke competing and Luke being like, I want this to be real melodic and I want you to sing, and I'm like, I can't sing, Luke. That's not gonna turn out well. We take each of our strengths and combine them and create something more beautiful and more interesting than we could create on our own. And so what we're doing here together is taking our strengths, taking our differences, interacting and collaborating with each other and creating something more beautiful than we could on our own. Does that make sense? Say yeah? Yeah. So you're not in the library today. You're not in the no-talking cafeteria. You're not in the Mastery hallways, right? You are here at World Cafe Live. You're at a music venue. So if you hear something you like, you can say yes. Let me hear you say yes. If you hear something you like, something that we like to do in poetry, you can go like you're eating something delicious. Nice, nice. If you hear something you like, you can snap your fingers. Let me see you snap your fingers. If you hear something you like, you can stomp your feet. Let me see you stomp your feet. Nice. And when a poem or song or piece is done, if you liked it, you can clap really loud. Go ahead. Yeah. And if you don't like it, you can clap a little bit less loud so that you know, but not less enough that we notice, okay? All right, so you've heard from me. Josh over here has traveled the world, and he doesn't speak all of the languages of the world, but through drumming and through percussion, he's been able to connect with people from different cultures and different languages. So we're going to learn a little bit about this language of the drum that Josh speaks, and maybe get all of you to speak some of it as well.
All right. So good morning, everybody. How you doing today? Good. All right. How many of you speak a language other than English? Raise your hand. Spanish. Anybody who speaks Spanish in here? Anybody speak Portuguese in here? Anybody speak Mandarin? You speak Korean? Okay. Does anybody in here speak the same language as their pet, dog, cat, hamster, fish, snake, guinea pig? Okay. Hands down. Does anybody in here speak baby language? Like you got a little brother or sister and you just kind of make a lot of sounds and they know what you mean? Okay, hands down. Does anybody speak the language of the drum? Speak drum language? So that could happen on a dashboard. If you're tapping. Sometimes you play beats on your desk. Sometimes you beatbox, right? But you have to have some vocabulary if you're gonna build. So something called drum language, if you say it, and then you could play it. So here's an example of that. Bra-kudu-kudu, bra-kudu-kudu. Zugu-dugu-da, zugu-dugu-da-da. Tuku-paku-tiki-go-gong, pata-kung-ging-go-gong. Zaga-daga-daga-daga-daga-da. Kung-crack-crack, kung-crack. Zaga-dugu-dagu, 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 zaga-dugu-dagu. So the idea is that you are building a vocabulary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I hope that was a clap because you liked it and not a medium clap because you didn't like it, but I wasn't supposed to know. All right, so the idea is if you can say it, you can play it. Now, I've traveled to places like Cuba. My Spanish is pretty good. I've been to Brazil. My Portuguese isn't so good. So the teacher... Yeah. Oh, cool. I wanted one of those. Cool. Let's see if we can get some more by the end. Nice. He's going to be twitching right here in the front row. He's going to start twitching. All right. So, so the drum language is something that you develop and you build, just like any language that you're going to learn. You got to start with letters, right? So if we were approaching... Okay, so now you distracted me. All right. So the idea is that if you're going to build a language, you got to start with letters. On the drums, the letters are sounds. So this could be letter A. This could be letter B. This could be letter C. So those are 3 different sounds. And then you can make a word, right? Maybe a 3-letter word. What's a 3-letter word? Cat. So here's cat. Fast cat. Quiet cat. Loud cat. But the idea is that if you only learn one word or you don't expand your vocabulary,
then you would be a really boring person to hang out with.
A weird person to hang out with. So this is me if all I learned was cat. All right, this is how our friendship would go.
So this is a musical collaboration. So Josh, I'm going to the pound this weekend to maybe adopt a new pet. Do you have any pets at home?
Cat.
Cool. I'm going to the zoo with my nieces and nephews this weekend, and we're going to take pictures of all of our favorite animals. I'm going to take a picture of the orangutan. Are there any animals that you want me to take a picture of while I'm at the zoo for you?
Cat. Cat. Cat.
A big cat?
Cat.
Like a lion. Okay, cool. I'm riding my bicycle home after the gig. I like to get exercise. What are you riding home from the gig? How are you getting home?
Cat.
Cat. Luke got a really awesome gig for us. It's at like a fancy, at a fancy person's house, but we have to dress fancily. So Luke is gonna wear a silver suit, and I'm gonna wear a gold suit. What type of suit are you gonna wear? Cat suit. All right.
Right. So that I don't show up in a cat suit, I got to expand the vocabulary. So the idea is, and you guys call them beats or rhythms, but we call them sentences. Well, here's a hip-hop sentence. right? Here's a country music sentence.
You can seat dance.
I know you got a lot of country music fans out here. Here's a sentence from West Africa, a djembe drumming. All right, so now it's your turn to learn a little drum language. So you guys give me a little beat, and we're gonna learn a little bit of drum language. So Luke, go ahead. All right, ready? I'm gonna say it, you say it back to me. Here we go. Boom, 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 tat, tat.
Nice.
Gong, gong, geek, 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 gong, gong, geek. Boom, tap, boom, tap, boom, tap, boom, tap. Zo, do, 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 zi, di, 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 di. Bra, go, 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 bra, go, go, go. Za, 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 da, za, za. Dong, dong, bidi, dong, bidi.
Louder.
Zagada, donka, don, za, za, don, don. Keep going, Luke. Your job is gonna be this, and you're gonna repeat it. You're gonna go boom, boom, then you're gonna rest 2 times. So boom, boom, bounce. Actually 3. Boom, boom, bounce.
Just this
bounce.
side.
Boom, boom, right here.
Louder.
Keep going. You guys are gonna go like this. Tap, 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 tap. This group over here, you're gonna go.
Louder.
You 2 stop, you keep going. Come on back and say boom, boom, tap, 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 tap. Here we go. 5, 6, everybody. Nice job. Give yourself a pat on the back.
That was beautiful. Nice. So now you have a little bit of drum language. In jazz, they call it scat, right? Luke, can you give it a little example of
Bebop.
Can you say and play? Can we see the keyboard equivalent?
Oh man. All right, this is I wasn't prepared for this. Shoop-a-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo, lately go. Shoop-a-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-la-loop-de-la-loop-doo.
Nice. So in all forms of music, you can say it and you can play it. Anybody here like Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson didn't know how to play any instruments, but he would go into the studio and sing all of the different parts. And you can find some of those on the internet. You can find him singing, here's what the bass is gonna sound like, here's what the keyboard is gonna sound like, here's what the drums are gonna sound like. So you can hear Michael Jackson like going into the studio, beatboxing, singing, doing all of the different parts and arrangements of his songs, and then passing that off to musicians. So, Josh, I'm gonna ask for your help with the whiteboard real quick, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna go over some vocab words for this next poem, okay? So Josh is gonna write them real big. We're gonna talk about what they mean, all right? The first word, does anybody know what the rapture is? R-A-P-T-U-R-E. What's the rapture? Yes, in the back of the Puma. Nice. So yeah. So in some beliefs, it's when God or a Messiah comes and then everybody goes up to heaven, right? Everybody goes up to heaven. Does anybody know? No, not working. Rapture. Nice. The next word is ascent. Does anybody know what it means? Ascent, on your ascent, or to ascend. Don't look at my hand motions, it'll give it away. What? To rise up, to go up. So like if you're on the elevator going up, you're ascending. You're going up, right? Your ascent on the elevator ride. Nice. Does anybody know what the word vapid means? Vapid? Vapid.
I didn't know I was gonna get a spelling test.
Vapid. I don't know. Yeah, public spelling is hard. Vapid. V-A-P-I-D. Vapid. Anybody know what vapid means? Vapid is like when something has no soul. It's just like when somebody has like a really empty, really empty, barren, kind of like nothingness, right? So if a landscape is vapid, there's nothing on it. If a person's vapid, they're just like really shallow, right? They're just really shallow. Nice. I think, what's it mean to be a consumer? Anybody know what it means to be a consumer? What's it mean to be a consumer? I heard somebody say something that was right. Eat, that's one way to consume. Nice. What's another way to consume? To take in, right? So a lot of times when people talk about consumer culture, does anybody know what that's about? Like just buying stuff all the time, right? Consumer culture is just you're buying, you're consuming, you're taking things on all the time. Nice. I think that's enough for me. Let's get into this poem. So, this poem, afterwards, we're all gonna, not all of us, but a lot of us are gonna write a collective poem together. So this poem is about someone misinterpreting something for the negative, right? Or assuming the worst about something. Has anybody ever here had someone assume something negative about them that wasn't true? Raise your hand. Has anybody here ever had somebody assume something negative about them that wasn't true? Okay, cool. Everybody should be raising their hands. I agree. I think it happens to all of us a lot all the time. This is a new poem. A college student proudly declares to her visiting parents, "You see those sneakers hanging from the telephone wires? That means someone sells drugs there." You see those sneakers hanging from the telephone wires? That means that the rapture has passed and the believers thrashed in protest on their ascent to heaven and threw down their shoes. Or a high wire walker, as a precaution, tied their laces together before performing their stunt, then fell there, laces catching them. They dangled upside down until neighbors could pile enough mattresses. Or someone left their school shoes on the bleachers next to the basketball court. Someone else thought the school shoes looked better hanging from telephone wires than on feet. Someone relented after getting teased for rocking bobos and saved up their allowance to buy a fresh pair of Deion Sanders, only to find out at school the next Monday that the Deion Sanders are already played out. The sneakers hanging from the telephone wires are the Deons. They are a protest of vapid consumer culture. Or those sneakers hanging from the telephone wire are planters full of dirt. They will bloom in the spring. Or those sneakers hanging from the telephone wire are the city's mistletoe. Kiss someone's. Or those sneakers hanging from the telephone wire are silent wind chimes. Or those sneakers hanging from the telephone wire means that someone knows that the city dump and Africa don't need any more of our old sneakers. Or those sneakers hanging from the telephone wire means that someone on moving day didn't want to write, "I was here," anywhere it could be painted over. Or those sneakers hanging from the telephone wire means that someone thought out loud to a friend, "Yo, you think I can get these sneakers up there in one throw?" Or Nice, let's break that poem down real quick. So what was happening in that poem? Who can raise their hand and tell us what they think was happening in that poem? Yes. Repetition, nice. And what was the thing that was being repeated over and over again? What was the writer talking about? Yes. Shoes, nice. Hanging from the telephone wires, nice. And what does that, does anybody remember some of the examples of what the meaning behind the sneakers hanging from the telephone wires could be? Yeah. Right, so the first person said the worst thing it could have been, someone selling drugs. And then what were some of the other things that the writer said it could have been? Yep. Nice, a mark that someone was there, right? So maybe on moving day, someone just threw up their shoes to be like, yo, I used to live at this house. Nice. What were some of the other reasons why those sneakers could be hanging from the telephone wires? Yeah? Nice, so somebody was mad that the sneakers they had just bought and saved up their allowance for weeks were already played out, and so they threw them up there. Yes, nice. Nice, just to see if you could throw it up there. Nice. What else? What were some other reasons? Anybody remember another one? Why were the sneakers? Yeah. Nice, a high wire walker tied their laces together before performing their stunt as a precaution, then fell there, laces catching them. They dangled upside down until neighbors could pile enough mattresses. That one might not be true, but it's fun to think about. Nice, nice. So what's the point? Why did I write this poem? Why would I write all these some weird, some logical things that the sneakers hanging from the telephone wire could mean after I heard someone say that it meant that it was someone selling drugs? Why would I write that poem? Yeah. What do you mean? Say more. Nice, yeah, it comes from the heart. So for me, I've definitely thrown sneakers on the telephone wire. I've had friends do it too, and I knew that we had nothing to do with drugs. It was just fun a lot of the time, right? Yeah, so I felt a little bit offended. I was like, why would you say that about my neighborhood? Nice, why else did I write this poem? What else did this poem, why was it important to me, you think? There's no really right or wrong answer. You're just guessing, and yeah. Nice, yeah, don't judge things negatively. Like, why off the bat are you saying the worst possible thing about the sneakers on the telephone wire? Why couldn't it be all these other things? Nice, nice. Anybody in the middle section? Why do you think I wrote this poem, or what's this poem about?
Basically what everybody else was saying, the fact that is seen for one reason, whether it be negative or positive, and you just want to explore different possibilities rather than it having one predetermined definition.
Nice, nice. Yeah, exploring different possibilities instead of saying like, no, it's just this one bad thing. It's like, it could be all these different things. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take a few volunteers and a teacher maybe or a chaperone. We're gonna go backstage. We're gonna talk about some things, and then we're gonna write a new poem. And then I'm gonna come back out and perform the new poem. So I'm gonna do all the writing. But what I need, let's say 3 to 4 people who've had someone assume the worst about them, and it's actually not true, and there was something better going on. So remember when you raised your hand, somebody had assumed the worst about you? Someone assumed you were stealing something from their store, or somebody assumed that you were up to no good, but you were really just trying to do the right thing, or you were just going about your life, walking down the street. So raise your hand here if you've ever had somebody assume something the worst about you. You'd be willing to come backstage with me, tell me the story real quick. You don't have to do any poem writing, just tell me the story real quick with a group, and then I'm gonna turn it into a poem and I'll bring it back. You guys come together? You guys down to come together? Didn't you raise your hand? You had something assume the worst about you?
Hands,
So you
let's
got
see
1,
more hands.
2, 3, okay.
Somebody from this side.
The two of you,
Want-
yeah. Yes. The two of you wanna come? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, it was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's go. Great, let's go. In the meantime, we're gonna hang out with Luke.
All right, so there was another aspect. And yeah, you're an adult.
Give him some walking music.
No.
Can I have an adult come with me? Who's an adult? You're an adult? Great.
So there was one other aspect to the performance that we just had. What was the other aspect besides the poem? What was the other aspect that y'all heard or y'all noticed? I'm sorry, I can't hear this young lady.
You had not only the lights, but the combination of the beat and the music displaying emotion.
Oh wow, that was amazing. Okay, so you had the lights. Actually, I wasn't even including that. But you do have some nice lighting here. And then you had the beat and you had the music. So what does that do? What does that add to when somebody's reciting something? What does that do to their performance right here? Yep. More emotions. Okay. What else? Okay. Sometimes you can understand what's going on. You know, I mean, have you ever listened to something on the radio and you kind of like the beat, that's okay, that's my jam, Then you realize they're talking about something really dumb, right? But you're like, whatever, I like the beat, it's cool, it's cool. So you know what? I have a little poem here. I need one person. I'm gonna have 3 people in total. I want one person to read it. And what we're gonna do the same poem, but we're gonna change the music and we're gonna see how the music affects what the poem sounds like. So one person who doesn't mind reading, don't worry, it's a very simple thing. One person, not just one person. All I need is one. This is not difficult, please. Really? I can't get one person to read a poem? All right, come here. Give her a round of applause. All right, y'all give it up for Amina.
Amina. So Luke, what?
Look at it. All right. Take your time. So we're gonna play a certain music behind Amina, and she's gonna read this poem. You might recognize it.
I can't change my mind.
No, you can't. Now you're up there. Be brave.
You're in the band now.
Oh, you got it? Okay. We're gonna start the music off, all right?
All right.
We've got you.
Here we go.
Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouth? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am.
Ooh. Yes, hey, yeah, give it up. That's not easy. And Amina did a great job. One thing I'd appreciate from y'all, try your hardest to not laugh, because that makes somebody a little bit nervous. Even though she was laughing, but if y'all not laughing, she might stop laughing and to be able to read it. So if y'all, we're gonna have another couple people do this. Try your hardest to not laugh, okay? You heard the poem, you know what it is now. So once again, give it up for Amina, she did a great job. And remember the music that went behind it, because we're gonna change the music up. I need another volunteer. Come on. Your hand popped up, let's go. What's your name? Sharon. Okay, y'all give it up for Sharon. All right, we're gonna give Sharon a different musical vibe and see if it changes the poem at all.
All right, wait, before we do, what do you think, how would you categorize that first style that we did? Romantic breakfast. What, emotional about green eggs and ham. What else? What? Relaxing, eating some green eggs and ham. Okay, so next time, as we play this next piece, your job is to take it in and think, what is this music? How did this make me feel? All right, here we go.
You gotta tell me when to start.
like green eggs and ham? I do not like them. Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? Would you like them here or there? I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam, I am. Would you like green eggs? Would you like them in the house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam, I am.
I'll give it up for Sharon. Okay. So that was totally different, right? Right? So how was that different? Can somebody tell me how was that presentation different than the first one? It was more upbeat. So what did the upbeat do to the poem? Right here? You made it better. Okay, you liked it better. Okay. And that's a matter of opinion. Some people might like the chill. Some people might like the little more exciting. Well, somebody else, tell me what was the difference between the first reading and the second reading? With the music, what did the music change for you? Okay, you wanted to dance to it. Did you find yourself listening to the lyrics more in the first one or in the second one? Raise your hand if you think the first one. Raise your hand if you think the second one. Okay, so that's cool that it changes for a lot of people. Let's do one more. I think we have time for maybe one more reading. One more person to read. Right there. Come on, yeah. My man, we gotta have a young man.
Like a Latin thing, or what are you gonna do?
All right, everybody give it up for Calvin.
Calvin! Yeah, Calvin. Step right up.
And we're gonna switch up the music one more time.
A little bit closer. All right, get comfortable.
Got this.
Sam, I am. Don't like the green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I will not like them here or there. I will not like them anywhere. I would not like them. Don't like the green eggs and ham. Don't like them. Sam, I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? Don't like them in my house. Don't like them with a mouse. Don't like them here or there. I don't like them anywhere. Don't like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam, I am.
Oh, wow. Yeah, give it up for Calvin. Okay, so just very briefly. First of all three of y'all did a great job. All right. Well, what was the difference? The last one was very different, right? So somebody tell me what was different about the music and even the way that the reader was reading. All three readers read totally differently. And I think that was partly because of the music. So somebody, what did you hear? They were going with the beat a little bit, yeah. So Calvin was kind of like stopping and starting in different places because of the rhythm. Somebody else? Did somebody else hear it? He was feeling it. Were you feeling it, Calvin? Yeah, I could tell. He was kind of getting into it. So maybe sometimes if you have boring music, sometimes what you're listening to, the lyrics aren't quite as interesting. But when you get like a nice little beat behind it, you know, you might be paying more attention. So, okay, Jake, where you are? Where are you?
Check on him. I'll talk to them for a minute.
Okay, let me go check on Jake real quick and see how he's doing.
So not only does the music that you listen to it could affect your mood, right? You have music that gets you excited about a game or some sport you're gonna play, music that you put on to get you excited. Raise your hand if you have music that you put on to get you ready for a game. How about music that helps you clean your room when you don't want to clean your room? Cool. So we also have a lot of sound effects in movies. If you watch Star Wars without the sound on, it's not an exciting movie. If you watch a scary movie without the sound effects, it's not that scary. If somebody just standing in a forest, right, and you don't hear any noises, it's not that scary. But if they're standing alone in a forest and you hear, oh, right, you're out, you're leaving. That's your cue to get out of the forest, right? So the sound effects also connect us. Are you ready or not yet? The sound effects also connect us to how we're feeling, emotion, right? If I play a sound, I want you to tell me the first thing that pops into your mind. Don't say it, just raise your hand and then tell us. The wind. All right. What about you? Airplane. Yes. A tunnel containment? Okay. I got you. Yes. Okay. Say it again. Tornado. Yeah. And that's what's cool about it is we all have a different interpretation from one sound. Good. All right. So now the reason we're sharing this with you is because as a team, everybody has decisions to make when we create, right? So everybody needs to add something to the conversation. The words need to inspire us to play music. The music needs to help tell the story. So everybody's contributing in a different way. So let's see what you came up with.
So all of you are going to get to help us compose this brand new piece, okay? We're going to get to, oh, I lost it. Oh, there it is. All right, we're going to compose this brand new piece together, okay? So Luke talked about how music can alter the mood. Josh talked about how sound effects and rhythm can also affect how you hear the music. As a performer, I have choices about how I read things, right? If I got up here and said, I am the governor of my state of mind, I am the conductor on this train of thought, I am the current in the stream of consciousness, my confidence is obvious, right? That wouldn't be that exciting, right? So as a performer, I have to choose different emotions and emphasis to bring to my performances to make it more interesting for all of you. So I'm gonna read the beginning of this poem I've just read, okay? I'm gonna give you two choices about how I should read it. After I show you both choices, you're gonna vote whether A or B, first one or second one, how I should perform this poem. Y'all ready? Okay, brand new poem, just wrote it. It's kinda not even done, but I'm gonna finish it in time. Here's option one. The hallways think I'm mean, think I'm a slamming locker door, think I'm a mean word whispered behind the bathroom. The office thinks I'm a suspension, a pink slip, and I'll see you after school, I'll revoke your privileges. The sticks think I can't drum. That's option one, okay? All right.
Wow.
Option two. The hallways think I'm mean, think I'm a slamming locker, a mean word whispered behind the bathroom door. The office thinks I'm a suspension, a pink slip, and I'll see you after school. I'll revoke your privileges. The sticks think I can't drum. So raise one finger if you want option one as the reading. Raise two fingers if you want option two as the reading. I'm seeing mostly ones. All right, we're gonna go with option one. So Josh, do you want to talk to them about what are their options on the drum in the percussion?
I want him to go.
You want Luke to go first? Luke, what are their options with the keys?
Anybody here play keys? Anybody? I got a lot of no's. Okay. Okay. Raise your hand if you play any musical instrument. Just raise your hand. Okay, all right. Hands down. So we have a few people. So can somebody tell me the difference between major and minor? One person. Right there. Okay. Okay. There is a sound in major that's more up and a sound in minor that's more down. So let me play these two for you, and you're going to choose whether it's going to be a major sound in this piece or it's going to be minor. Here's major.
The hallways think I'm mean, think I'm a slamming door. No, wait, that's not how it goes. A slamming locker.
Okay, so that's major. Here, thank you. And here is a minor.
The hallways think I'm mean, think I'm a slamming locker. A mean word whispered behind the bathroom door. The office.
All right, so hands up for major. Everybody, hands up for major.
That was first or second?
That was first. Hands up for minor. Wow. Okay. All right. Major it is. No, I'm just kidding. I was going to mess with y'all. It is America. But all right. So sound? Minor. And I'm sorry?
Sounds? How about sound choice?
Oh, and we have one other choice. So far, we have a minor sound, and I'm going to give you two choices because this is a keyboard. Everybody know the difference between a keyboard and piano? Somebody tell me the difference. Somebody tell me the difference between a keyboard and piano right there. Keyboard is electric. And another great thing with the keyboard is that you have hundreds and hundreds of sounds. A piano makes one sound. It sounds like a piano. But I'm going to give you two options. I'm going to give you the piano. Here's the piano. I'm going to give you strings. Very different, right? So hands up for piano, which was the first one. Hands up for strings. All right, strings it is. So we have a minor tonality and a minor sound, and we're going to have... What?
What are you playing, like tempo?
Well, I'll let you do it. Okay. Yeah. So we have a minor tonality, and we're going to use strings. Up next is Josh.
All right, so I have many rhythm choices. I probably know at least 50, 60 different rhythms. And just because I'm excited about one doesn't mean it's gonna fit, right? If I like reggaeton, it doesn't mean it fits the vibe of his poem, right? So you can't necessarily come in with your mind set. I have to listen and then make good choices, just like you do every day in conversations. When you talk to people, you're making decisions. You respond. If they say, "How was your weekend?" you respond by, "It was all right. It was a little rainy, a little colder than I would have liked. I want to play basketball outside." Or you could make a very strange response, like, "How was your weekend?" And you could say, "The Eiffel Tower is tall." That would be a very strange answer to that question, right? So we want to match the conversation, right? It has to connect. Everything has to connect. So Jacob, start reading a couple lines of those poems. I'm going to give you first rhythm choices. So what kind of beat will accompany? Go ahead.
The hallways think I'm mean, think I'm a slamming locker. A mean word whispered behind the bathroom door. The office thinks I'm a suspension, a pink slip, and I'll see you after school.
All right, that's rhythm one, okay? Read it again, Jacob.
The hallways think I'm mean, think I'm a slamming locker. A mean word whispered behind the bathroom door. The office thinks I'm a suspension, a pink slip, and I'll see you after school.
That's rhythm two. So one finger up for rhythm one. Two fingers up for rhythm two. Okay. All right.
Rhythm one it is.
So now, the same way Luke has different sounds, I have different instruments. So that is on the cajon, the box drum, and then I'll play the same things on the congas, right? And you can decide whether you want to hear it on the congas or the cajon. All right. Go ahead.
The hallway still thinks I'm mean. Still thinks I'm a slamming locker. A mean word whispered behind the bathroom door.
All right, so one hand up, stay on the cajon. One finger up for cajon. Two fingers up if you want me to play it on conga. You're basically helping us compose this piece. So, two fingers, so play it on congas. Okay, cool.
So now we have the way that Jake is going to read. And we know that we're going to have a minor sound on the keyboard with strings. And we're going to have congas playing that rhythm. All right. Let's see what it sounds like. You all actually just helped us compose this. So this is your song. Let's see what your song sounds like.
So we're going to hear the song one time. And then we're going to bring up two people to conduct us. So so we're going to play it once where we all play the whole way through. But just like in conversation, there's pauses. In music, there's rests. So the conductors might decide, drop the keys, bring the keys back in. You stop talking, bring the drums back in. So we're going to do it once, play it straight through all together, and then we'll bring up some conductors to see if we can change it. All right, so this piece is brought to you by Lorena, Calvin, Fatima, Kyria, and Aylin. And remember, this is a poem about being misinterpreted or judged unfairly. The hallways think I'm mean, think I'm a slamming locker. A mean word whispered behind the bathroom door. The office thinks I'm a suspension, a pink slip, and I'll see you after school. I'll revoke your privileges. The sticks think I can't drum, that my heartbeat isn't rhythm enough. My house thinks my best friend is too rough, thinks she is more distraction than study partner. My old mirrors think I care more about my looks than my books. Think my reflection is shallow. They don't know my depth, but I know I'm friendly. I know I'd give you my fruit cup at lunch. I know that I'm fly and a scholar, a well-worn library card and a bedazzled wallet. I know that music lives inside of me, inside of my friendships, inside of my smile. I know I don't talk back, I sing. I know, and soon everyone will get the chance to see the music inside of me. Nice. What do you think? Would you change any of the three things, or did it sound good? Sounds good? Nice. Who could think of some changes? Yeah? All right, so let's get one in the red, and let's see, somebody new who we haven't had work with us yet. Is that a hand or a stretch? Is it a hand? Nice. So why don't the three of you come up? Three of you come up. Join us. Just stand right here.
Come up. We got to get you up. Come on.
All right, so you're going to be the conductor. What's your name? What's your name? Eric, stand here at the conductor's, what's that called? Music stand. Here's your conductor's baton, Eric.
All right.
Eric, you got to look at me, my friend. Here's your conductor's baton. Face us. Don't worry about them.
Real quick. Hey, Eric, if you really don't want to do it, it's cool. We'll get somebody else.
All right, pass it off. Pass off the conductor's baton.
Let's get somebody, because I'm sure somebody actually wants to be.
Nice.
Right here in the red. Come on.
All right. All right, come face us. You're going to go first. You're going to go first. Nice. So, we're going to give you a few cues. All right? So, when you want someone to start, you're going to point at them. Okay? When you want someone to stop, you're going to go sideways with it. All right? So, let me see a point. Let me see a point. Nice. Let me see a stop. Stop. Nice. If you want somebody to go louder, go up. If you want somebody to go quieter, go down. If you want somebody to go faster, If you want somebody to go slower, bring it in, okay? Too much? Okay, all right. If you want somebody to play, no, I'm just kidding. That's it, okay? So start, stop, louder, softer.
You can bring us in and bring us out.
Yep.
Like pieces of the puzzle.
All right?
All right.
All right, here we go. And then halfway through, I might just say pass the baton, okay? All right, sounds good? We don't need to do the whole thing one time. Yeah.
You start it however you want.
All right, we're all gonna start together. Build it up. All right, here we go. We're making it up. Nice. The hallways think I'm mean. Think I'm a slamming locker. Think I'm a slamming locker. A mean word whispered behind the bathroom door. The office thinks I'm a suspension, a pink slip, and I'll see you after school. Nice. Nice. Pass the baton. Pass the baton. Nice.
She said, I'm done.
All right, you got to bring us in. I'll see you after school. Whoever you want to start. I'll revoke your privileges. The sticks think I can't drum. That my heartbeat isn't rhythm enough. My house thinks my best friend is too rough. Thinks she is more distraction than study partner. My old mirrors think I care more about my looks than my books. Thinks my reflection is shallow, but they don't know my depth. But I know I'm friendly. I know I'd give you my fruit cup at lunch. I know I'm a fly scholar, a well-worn library card in a bedazzled wallet. I know that music lives inside of me. I know that music lives inside of me. I know that music lives inside of me, inside of my friendships, inside of my smile. I know I don't talk back. I know that I sing, and soon everyone will get the chance to experience the music inside of me. Nice. Let's have a round of applause for your conductors. Let's have a round of applause for yourselves for coming up with that beautiful composition. Yeah. Okay, great. So we're gonna do. Great. So we have some time for a Q&A, for a question and answer. So if you all have any questions for us, you can ask us those questions, and we will do our best to answer them.
And please make sure the questions have something to do with the performance, with the pieces that we've played, that we've written with you. Mr. David's going to walk around with a microphone. Please be very loud and clear.
Anybody got a question? Question for these? Right here, this young lady. I'm going to give you the mic.
Okay. I respect you. I mean, how long?
Josh, Jacob, Luke.
Josh, Jacob, Luke.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh, Jacob, and Luke. How long were you playing drums and talking and
That's a great question.
We got the idea. That's all right. That's a good question.
I've been playing drums since I was about 5 years old. We didn't have fidgets back then, so I had to make up drum sets in the basement. So I had a lot of energy and aggression and things I needed to take out somewhere positive. And I used to make drum sets up in the basement out of pots and pans. Still use pots and pans. And then I got serious about it, started traveling and studying. And but yeah, since I was 5. Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like that you said, when did you start talking? Because really everybody starts out a poet. If you ever hang out with little kids, they say really creative and amazing and brilliant things, and then you slowly lose your poet. And then when I was 15, I started freestyling and rapping with my friends on the weekend, and then I turned that into poetry.
I started playing piano when I was 4, and I went to school actually. Anybody know Temple University?
TU.
TU. Yeah. So I didn't go there. I didn't
But
get
it's
in.
close.
No. I went to I did a music program at Temple University, and I've been taking lessons most of my life. So that's how I started with piano. Good question.
I think there was another. You have a question here, and then we get over there. It looked like there was a question.
Did you make any of your percussion instruments?
Did I make any of my percussion? No, none of these, but I actually have a car full of drums that I make from tires. I make bass drums out of bass drums into tire drums, and I also have bucket drums that I make drum heads on. So, yeah, I have a bunch of that, but
Good
not with
question.
me.
How do y'all play the drums? Say you poetry and play the keyboard without getting distracted.
That's a great question.
Getting distracted. I'll go first on that. That's a good one. I think with any performance, and you saw some of your peers come up and perform, and some of them, giggle a little bit, and some of them kind of were silly. Sometimes you just gotta really ignore all the people, because if I look at you while I'm playing, you might make me nervous. If you twitch or if you laugh or you smile, I might mess up. So I kind of pretend that nobody's really here. And it helps with their lights. So sometimes, like when I was younger, I was doing recitals and concerts, I would like look at the lights and just pretend that there's nobody there. Sometimes, you got to kind of take yourself to a different place.
I'm saying no.
By each other.
Like, when you can't, like, I saw that you were watching him. Like, were you listening to him? And like, how can you
Oh, I totally misanswered that question. I'm sorry. Yeah, we do a lot of. You see, we perform together a decent amount, and we also perform with other people, and there's just certain language, that you just kind of understand. So sometimes when I'm playing with Josh, he'll give me a heads up, and I know he's going to end, or I know he's going to do something different. And with Jake, he'll come up to the mic and do something, then he'll back off. So we just got to really watch each other and listen to. It's also body language, it's a lot of body language and whatnot.
Yeah. I think for me, the more I practice a piece, the easier it is for me to perform that piece without getting distracted. So I have some pieces, I could perform them and you could be shooting me with a water gun while yelling at me, and I could still perform the whole piece. But if it's a new piece, I might get a little shaky. And like Luke said, I'm not a musician, so it's sometimes a little bit harder for me to step into their world, but I'm listening for when it sounds like they're about to start up or when they're about to finish, and I'm trying to match that. But these guys are really generous, and they'll create music around my poems, because my poems doesn't always fit into music. But it's like a give and take. It's just like a process of practicing it, being comfortable enough with what you're playing or saying, and then listening, and sometimes taking the lead, and they're following me, and sometimes they're taking the lead, and I'm following them.
Yep. You also we all are playing at the same tempo, at the pulse. So you gotta trust yourself and you gotta feel it inside. So when he starts, we're not bouncing, or you might not hear this the whole time. But I feel it inside and it's still going. So maybe like when you dance with somebody, hopefully you're both dancing to the same beat. We're doing the same kind of thing. We just we're internalizing it, we're feeling it and concentrating on it.
That was all 3 really confusing answers to a great question.
Right here.
How long when do you guys meet, and how long have you guys been like a band, like together for music?
we met at Temple
Yeah.
10 years ago? 10
Well,
years ago?
probably about 10 years ago, we went to school together, and we just became friends. Actually, we've been friends much longer than we've been performing together. This is only maybe our
Third
or fourth time performing together, but we've had many more conversations. But it's really kind of carries over, because if you know somebody well and you know what they like, you know their kind of personality, that kind of comes out in their performance. So Josh and I have known each other for about 15, 16 years or so. We performed in several different kind of venues together, jazz, we've done Latin jazz, we've done a lot of programs together. So, and this group, actually, this is what, like the 3rd time that we're performing together for. We put this together specifically, for you and students like you. So this is just a program that is kind of an exclusive thing. So
Live Connections likes to work by having musicians come together. We met Josh through another artist that we were working with, Alex Shaw. He said, hey, I've got this great percussionist friend that I work with. And then we started to build programs with Alex and Josh. And the music world works very much relationship-based. And then we really sometimes we put together people who've never met before and see how they can use music to connect. And that's really fun. And then many of them have stayed together. I think we can hear one or two more questions, and then we're going to wrap up.
So y'all know how y'all say y'all are different. So how y'all come together with pieces without creating a conflict?
Yeah, that's great.
a great question.
So we get together and we have rehearsal as a big help. Like we work out. If the first time we ever did this was on stage, there might be conflict. It might be like, no, not like that. No, not like that. So there is conflict. We do disagree. Like Luke might think like, no, I think this should be minor. I'm like, no, this should really be major. Or I might say to Josh, I really want you to come in after I start speaking. And Josh might say, no, I really want to start speaking. So I think it's okay to have conflict. It's about how you go about conflict. And we all listen to each other, try to hear each other out, and respect each other's ideas enough to give it a chance. And so we might just try it. Like, okay, Luke, let's try it your way and see how it sounds. We try it Luke's way, and we're like, that actually sounded really good. Let's do that. So we all have the same goal, which is not to be right. We don't go into rehearsal saying, I'm gonna be right, I'm gonna win every time. Our shared goal is to make the best thing possible. So I think anytime you're trying to resolve conflict, you have to do that with somebody who has the same goal as you. And the goal for us is to come to resolution and create something that's nice. We're not going into rehearsal being like, all of my ideas are gonna be the ideas that we do. We come in saying, how do we make the best thing possible?
Yeah, also, if we don't agree, we do it in a respectful way, so we don't put anybody down, because this is sensitive, it's vulnerable, playing music and creating. It's your stuff, it's your story, it's your expression, so we kind of treat each other with respect when it comes to that.
I'm going to let this young man in the red shirt have the last question. Still have your question? Or not? He's going to have the question.
Calvin, what you got?
Is it possible for any of us to play one of y'all instruments?
Hey, you can talk into this microphone.
We got one more thing to do, so.
Have you studied, do you know how to play the cake pan? No. You know what?
Tell you what.
What do you want to play? You want to play congos? Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to turn
Come
it back to these
Come
guys.
on.
We got one final thing we're going to do, and
Bring a
looks
chair.
like we're going to expand the band.
Let's get a chair.
Dancing them freestyle?
Those might be locked together. Could we get one from the back?
Josh, dancing them freestyle?
I don't think we have time for that. I think we just have time.
Freestyle? All right, let's do the freestyle. All right, so
Come on, man.
this student here with the glasses
Why don't you come right here in the middle so you can
asked, when did I start writing? I didn't actually start writing with pen and paper. I started freestyling. Who can tell us what freestyling means? What's it means to freestyle? Yeah. Say the first thing that comes to your mind. Make something up on the spot, right? Make something up on the spot. So I'm gonna improvise. I'm gonna make something up on the spot. I'm gonna freestyle. And what I need from the audience, let's get one word from each section. What's one word that represents the assembly that you just saw? Or what's one word about something you appreciate, or one word about something you learned during our assembly? So we're gonna get one word from each section. Let's see, is there anybody new? You've been great, go ahead. Creative, nice. One word from this section, what? Entertaining. Different, creative, entertaining, and different. Everybody say that. Everybody say creative, entertaining. A little bit louder. Let's try one more time. Everybody say creative, entertaining, different, creative, entertaining, different, creative, entertaining, different. All right, nice. I'm just writing the words down so I don't forget them. So this has never been done before, completely made up on the spot. You know what also has never happened before is Josh has never just ran away right before we were supposed to freestyle. So, Calvin, you got it? All right, Calvin, I need like a, nice, okay, nice. Keep going, yeah, keep going, keep going. Okay. Keep it steady. Nice. 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 Here we go. Okay. nice. Check the way I do this. Check the way I make it. When I feel good, you can say that I'm elated. But when I get off the mic, it's never gonna be debated. Me, I be on the mic and I keep it creative. So we do this and never, ever do we ever get sedated. So we keep it live and me, I'm on time. When I start to spit this, yo, I come off the mime. When I put it together and I'm weaving together my rhymes. Packs wanna know if they can quote my lines. You can put it in your yearbook. You can hear this or you can get shook. But me, I'm never getting shook. And when I start do this, I never am complaining. Do it all together and we keep it entertaining at the same time that we be educating. Cause you gotta do it at the same time to not be alleviating people from out of the seats. And me, I'm doing this and I'm bringing the heat. And when I start spitting it, they say that I am different. And I say, no, I'm not. I am just uplifting it as I start to go and I start to ascend. I do it from now to all the way to the end. So if you have fun and you had a good time, then throw your hands up at the end of this rhyme. I said, if you have fun and you had a good time, then throw your hands up at the end of this rhyme. Said, if you have fun and you had a good time, then throw your hands up at the end of this rhyme.
Calvin, let's give it up for
Calvin
Calvin.
on the congas. Josh Robinson on percussion. Luke O'Reilly on keys.
Jacob Winterstein.
All right.
Give it up for Calvin.
One more hand for Calvin. That was tremendous.